Hi, if you're watching this video, you probably have participated or want to participate in a game jam. And you must be using Unity, right? And well, you might have a lot of stuff you want to put in your game, but you really don't have the time, and sometimes you realize your game is just not fun. And you don't have the time to fix it at this point. But after adding the 2 lines of code I'm about to show, my code became way more flexible and reusable in many different places. That way I was able to tweak and extend my game mechanics even close to the end of the jam. So first off, I'm gonna write the first line, which is actually the class. We're gonna name it float set. And it's gonna be a scriptable object. There. So we're not gonna count the using, and we're not gonna count the curly brackets. And guess that there's only actually really one line, because the other one is the class. So that one line is public, in this case float, and the value. So it's basically just this. It's just a scriptable object with one value. That's it. And so, yeah, I kind of lied. We have a third line. Because we have to create the thing in the menu so we can use the scriptable object. And so we're gonna call it as you can guess, we can copy paste it multiple times. And have it for different types of values. But to make it simpler, we're just gonna make it a generic. So let's give it a more appropriate name. And make it a generic. So now it's gonna be really easy to just make different versions. Oh wait, yeah, I have to remove this. Oops. No, so we don't need that. So now what we can do is do different types. Then we just rename, change this. Cool. Change this one too. and this one. Okay, so now I'm gonna show an example of how I'm using this in a jam. So here I'm gonna delete this because I have a few of them already. So as you can see, I have a folder with all of my variables, and at that time I named them serialized variables. I can change the name now, but it's basically the same thing. So I have these, and I can even have a vector or anything else, but when I need it, I just, for example, yeah, I just use them there. And for example, this one is the pair position, so in the update, yeah, right there, I update the value, so now I can access the player position in any other script where I use the serious field for that. So now I can show exactly in the game how it works. So we have the play controller with the position that we set just by sliding, and we have the bullet, which has, oops, no, that's not the red bullet. So that's the red bullet, the prefab. So it has a bullet controller, and that bullet controller, as we can see right here, it rotates toward the player, so it kind of follows the player. So that's why we needed to know the player position everywhere, so that it's really easy to make some values be there everywhere without having the mess of making like a scriptable object, a singleton. So like that, it's just really easy to just have a list of values, and you can easily tweak them, and you can easily modify how the game works with all these values. And even cooler is you can just make it, one second, Unity event. So you can just make a Unity event, and just like that, you can call a Unity event everywhere. So I'm just gonna let everything load. So yeah, one second. Okay, so now I can just have Unity events, and after that you can just simply add things to it. So I'm gonna add the bullet, for example, and just like that. Well, I don't have any good values to show, but as you can see, you can pretty much cause events everywhere, and it's just really easy to do example, make the game play a sound, and like you don't have to go in the code to change what sound or what things that plays, for example, when the player attacks or something like that. So it's just really simple to add new content in the game really fast. But like, but it's not perfect for a growing project, especially since it's a very simplified version of the concept. But it's just so practical for a jam or even just a prototype. Although If you want to see a more advanced version of this, please like and share to show your interest and support and get other people to do the same. And if you want to follow the channel, subscribe and join the Discord link down below. With all that, thanks for watching.